Poker's legendary champions, next generation stars, and tireless ambassadors of the game, sharing their wisdom and guiding your journey to high achievement on the green felt. This is Tactical Tuesday on Chasing Poker Greatness with your hosts, Brad Wilson and John Chai.
Welcome, my friend, to another episode of the Chasing Poker Greatness podcast. As always, this is your host, the founder of ChasingPokerGreatness.com, Coach Brad Wilson. And since it's Tuesday and a very tactical day, I am joined by John Chai, who is coming in from Korea. So long distance. Look at the commitment to Tactical Tuesday that we have going on.
Korea? I thought we were going to say an undisclosed location, a secret bunker somewhere.
Undisclosed location, secret bunker somewhere. We'll have that edited out so nobody will be able to find you. yeah. There's, we have at least 3 rabid super fans located in Korea. Well, okay, 2. Both of your parents.
Now
so.
3. Now 3.
No, there's 3. There's 3 now.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm here.
Oh, you're a super fan of yourself. Got it. It's all making sense now. So I don't know the theme of the show. Coming in here kind of flying blind. So why don't you let me in on the theme?
Well, it's not just any Tuesday. It's Valentine's Tuesday. So we decided to do, or I guess I decided to do a Valentine's Day themed episode where we look into my love affair with turning pairs into bluffs. Longtime listeners of Tactical Tuesday will probably very much remember Brad hating every single time I decide to turn a pair into a bluff, but I regularly keep bringing hands to see if maybe one day I can change his mind. So today I'm going to show him 7 times I couldn't resist my love for turning pairs into bluffs, and I guess he'll tell me whether these are 7 toxic relationships or or I don't know, reasonable relationships to go after.
Yeah, we'll see. I have changed my stance on turning pairs into bluffs, but I would say that, it's kind of need like a, user discretion. These are professional stunts. Don't try them at home.
Bluffs, if you turn enough pairs into bluffs, you find a nice one that you could imagine spending the rest of your life with. And
true.
All it takes, you just got to keep trying. You just got to put yourself out there.
100 terrible relationships that cause you to leave poker forever, and then you'll find your soulmate out of that 100, I guess.
All right, so let's see if you like any of these, because I have a feeling it could very well be you like none of them. All
right, and John, I imagine you want me to go through these quick, so I'll verbalize them for the podcast listener as well. So button opens 25, you call with 4s, king 7-3 flop, 2-tone, face a 3rd, you call. Turns an ace of spades, so completes a flush, ace, king, 7-3. Turn checks through, rivers a queen of hearts. And you bet, looks to be 70% on the river here, on the queen of hearts. No, I hate this one. Okay. I hate this one. Toxic.
I think one thing that I just want to mention before we go through all the hands is that if you do hate all, some of them and like some of them, one thing that I would at least personally like to try to understand is are there any similarities between the ones that you like and the ones that you don't like? And if you don't like any of them, then I guess
I just think that it's gonna get checked back a fair amount here with your 4s, and you're gonna win. I find it unlikely that you're gonna fold out better hands, even like villains queen jack, queen 10 type hands at river 3rd pair. Just can't imagine they're gonna fold to this stab on the river. So I just can't imagine that you fold out enough better hands, maybe a 7, but that's such a thin range to target that yeah.
What about hands what about all the pocket pairs between 7 and king?
You mean queen?
Or yeah, well, I don't know. I think queens. Yeah, you're right. No, queens is now a 7.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not sure if that's a large enough target. On at first sight, I just don't like betting with this hand. I think you have gut shots and backdoor clubs and a you have ace X in your range. I just think this hand is like squarely kind of at the lower end of middle, and you just don't need to bluff with it. Yeah.
Man,
So.
I have a sinking feeling that that might be your analysis for every single one of these hands.
Well, we'll see. So this one, villain had an ace and toxic signs you're in a toxic relationship. Your bluff caught there.
0 for 1.
Not great. Yeah, you got the fours again, so maybe this will be all the fours. So looks like hijack opens min. You defend the big with fours. We have a 6, 7, 8 two-tone flop. You check, villain checks back. I think that's just totally reasonable. 6, 7, 8, 9 on the turn, so four-liner. You check, and villain checks behind. And the river is a tray of spades. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 3. You've got fours. This one may be okay.
Yeah. What size?
I mean, it feels like you got to go big if you're gonna go, right?
Yeah.
Like,
I don't think I went big enough, which is why I wanted to ask.
it's at least pot, but probably like 1.5, 2x pot, like something quite big where you're targeting
Say,
like
I'm betting my only value here is straights, kind of thing.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think
Not big
70% is
enough.
gonna get it done. Not gonna get it done.
Which is why it
You got
didn't
called.
work.
Yeah, you got called by fourth pair, so literally the worst hand they can have that beat you. So I'm gonna go on limb and say this one's probably not great.
Yeah. I don't think I needed help with that one.
Yeah.
I could get out of that relationship by myself.
Yeah. That hand pips you and it didn't fold. So all right, so calling another min with deuces. Flop is 4, 7, 8. Two-tone turns an ace of clubs. Goes check, check. River's a king. I think, again, there's no reason to bet here with deuces. I just think, like, you're not folding a king. You're not folding an 8. You're not folding an ace. Probably not folding a 7. You just got called, betting in this exact scenario on a four-liner with fourth pair. I just think your hand has showdown value, and there's no real need to bet.
Over 3? Well, not really. I'll give myself half a point for the other one.
They at least folded here, so you got jacks to fold, so you got one. Well done. What a nit they are, though. Sheesh. What are they folding jacks for?
It just wants to give me hope.
So, just like keeping you around in this love affair. So trays, king, queen, 9 with 2 hearts. Flop checks through. Turns a 7. Turn checks through. River's a jack, so we have another four-liner. Well, you at least bet pot here.
I learned from my previous relationship.
Yeah, I don't really love this one either. Even though, like, I think you're not going to win here, but I just don't know that you're going to realize enough fold equity, especially like on the jack just connects with a lot of hands that they're like checking down. It makes 2 pair and straights
right.
and just, yeah, I just think this is kind of a hopeless bet.
Yeah, jacks definitely improves a lot of his check back range to 2 pair sets and straights.
Yeah. Oop, you did get the fold.
Which is why I felt so desperate about having to try to win this.
Ooh, you got fourth pair to fold, the ace 9.
One of the pairs that didn't improve to 2 pair.
So fours again. I'm seeing the theme here. They're all pocket pairs, huh?
Yeah. That's I want to, if we did every single time I bet the river trying to win, we'd be here all day. So
yeah. So fours,
pocket pairs. Yeah.
Ace Jack 8, flop checks through, turns a 7. Turn checks through, river's a deuce, and you once again go ahead and bet 70%. Yeah, I mean,
same old story.
Same story here. Like I just think that you should bet bigger.
Yeah.
Almost certainly if you're going to bet. Like
yeah, just pot it.
Yeah, just pot it. Villain did fold though, so and they folded king high, so not going to give you a win for that one. Deuces, you defend the big. King, queen, 8. You check call a third. Turns a 10. Reverse a6. I can get on board with this one a lot more than the other ones and just go like 1.5x ish.
Okay, what is it about this board? Or just like
So yeah,
does the fact that
king.
you see bet the flop, does that?
Yeah, well, king queen eight, like it's like when you call the third, I think that like the 10 on the turn just squarely connects with your calling range on the flop. I think that like you just have a lot more repability here. Like you can just, it's harder for villain to find like natural bluffs. I think that plays a large role where it's like, if villain has a 10, if villain even has like a queen and you 1.5 exit, I feel like they're going to struggle to find enough bluffs here. So you can just target and fold out a much larger range with the deuces.
So it's sort of like a function of the action and the board type where like I check call the bet on the flop. The turn was a 10, making the board king, queen, 8, 10. And now suddenly it's, it's hard for me to have nothing.
Yeah, it's hard for you to have nothing. Like jack nine's a straight, 9-10's a pair, jack 10's a pair, ace jack's a straight. Like you just really need to have like undercard backdoor clubs or maybe like ace deuce of clubs, some sort of like backdoor nut flush draw. So basically like you just have like sort of a robust value range and limited natural bluffs, and I just think that's gonna give you a lot more credit.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you did bet pot. And villain folded top pair here actually. So hey.
Yeah, I think that's like a really
you
good,
did it.
Just going back to like him folding top pair, like that really I think shows what you were saying about like once I check call the flop and the turn is a 10.
Yeah.
Like, this guy's like, oh, I have top pair, weak kicker, and like I don't even feel that good about facing pot on the river. And yeah, I think that's just really just illustrates like what you were saying about how the the action and the run out just really makes it hard for me to have
like I would hate it if the turn was like a queen and then the river's like a 3.
Mm-hmm.
Like I would hate betting, but like the 10 is just kind of like a great card for you.
Yep.
All right, so everybody fold, blind versus blind. You got the deuce straight of clubs, flops king 7-4, 2 diamonds. They bet a third. You call. All right. The turn's a 6 of diamonds. They check. You bet 70%. They call. And the river is a 4-liner. They check, and you bet pot. Oh, boy. I don't know about this one. I don't know about the whole hand, honestly.
Yeah, you might have like folded pre, maybe fold the flop, maybe not bet the turn.
Yeah, there's like so many different things that I would have done. I mean, it's really hard to rep anything, I think, for you. Like, I guess, so basically, like, you have to have a suited
like
hand
that didn't raise the flop or something.
Diamonds that didn't raise the flop. A suited hand that didn't 3-bet pre-flop, and like the 4, 6, 7 are all small cards. So like you're gonna have somewhat limited amount of like, I guess you'll have some like king X of diamonds, queen X of diamonds. But yeah, like when you bet the turn and then the river, you're saying that you have essentially like a flush or like 8-5. So you're repping like super thin, blind versus blind. I don't know, like
just pushing it too much.
It seems like suicide to me, blind versus blind. But maybe you can get a fold from like a king. That I would be quite shocked actually if you folded out a king.
I don't remember what happened in this hand.
Oop, they did fold
one time.
Tens.
Oh, nice.
No king. Yeah. Even tens. I mean, it's effectively the same thing as a king, right? We'll just imagine that they folded aces.
Did he 3x pre in this hand, or was it a min?
They 3x.
That was a 3x. Oh man. Okay. Never mind. I was gonna try to give myself an out for saying like, well, I could have like tons of 2 pairs because he minned it. I could have 6-4, 7.
Yeah, for sure.
But he did not. So
yeah, this hand was played in July of 2022. So, I think this villain's wisened up about being stickier, blind versus blind since then. I have to imagine.
This one's not gonna. I don't think this one's gonna be. We're gonna have to end it here.
All right, so we're gonna have to end it here.
Yeah. This one is not a.
Oh, it's not. Doesn't fit the theme. I went too far.
Yeah.
All right. So is that it? Is that the first half of Tactical Tuesday?
Yep, that is the first half of Tactical Tuesday.
All right.
What was I? Oh, like, well, I think I was like 1 for 7 or something on like hands where you were like, yeah, I could see you, and maybe like half a point for the one where you were like, yeah, I would have 1.5x it or like potted it, but I picked 70. So
Yeah, I mean, it's really tricky. Like, in all the spots that like check down to the river and then you bet. I
yeah,
think that like those spots, like a lot of it just hinges on how the stickiness of said villain in that scenario, right? As to what you can target.
yeah.
The one that like I felt quite good about was the deuces one on King
Yeah,
Queen
yeah.
10.
No, I think I would like to think that this like whole episode was worth it in terms of me just learning about, good situations to bluff like because of that hand specifically. And like I think that that'll definitely be something that I like at least, I'm keeping in the back of my mind every time I think about whether to bluff the river with deuces or threes or fours or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was actually pretty meaningful for me.
Good. Well, stick around for the back half of Tactical Tuesday. I don't know what's going to happen, so John
Love
will
affair, but
keep you
different type of love affair.
hate affair. Stick around.
It's still love. It's still...
Are you a lone wolf searching for the ultimate pack? The CPG Wolf program is a close-knit brotherhood hell-bent on one thing only: chasing poker greatness. Powered by bleeding-edge wolf strats and led by Coach Brad and his lieutenants, CPG Wolves are systematically prepared for almost any spot they'll encounter on the green felt. If you want to plug into an elite team and have a step-by-step game plan to realize your full poker potential, you can apply at cpgwolves.com. Space is limited, and the pack is only as strong as its weakest member. So only the hungriest, grittiest, and most driven will be accepted into the program. Applications are open at cpgwolves.com.
All right. Valentine's Day episode part 2, where we're apparently coming at you with 5x more hands than normal. So it's quite a stream you got
Because
going.
we love the listeners.
We love the listeners. So you said that the love affair was gonna continue here. Is this just a little bit different theme, or on theme but different type of hands? Now you don't have pocket pairs.
Different phase of my life. Yeah, when I was into different types of people. This is gonna be. I think this is a much more acceptable love affair than the turning pairs into plus one. I think you'll be more on board with this one. This is the flush straw love affair, and mostly just asking the question of like, am I putting in way too much money on early streets when I have 4 of the same suit?
Well, I guess we'll see. So hand number 1, you open the button to 3 big blinds. The small blind 3 bets you to 12 big blinds. So 30 to 120. You call. There's 250 in the pot. Flop is 10 deuce deuce with 2 spades. Villain starts out with a third. Anything?
No, I did raise, but I kind of hate it.
Kind of hate it.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, I'm not sure Villain should be using a third here. They should probably be betting like halfish. But yeah, not a ton
I'm
of
guessing
like
that's one of the reasons.
repability here
Yeah,
in your raise.
Exactly. Yeah. Like I think that's what I was like trying to pounce on too. It's like, oh, I'm guessing that this guy's c-betting a little bit too frequently when he, uses a third
Sure.
on this board. So like, let me just, get after it right now. And like, if he jams, big deal. I have a flush draw.
Yeah, so for the podcast listener, again, flops 10 deuce deuce, 2 diamonds. John has jack 9 of diamonds. I think a hand that would be kind of cool to raise with here, kind of like as a side tangent, would be like the jack 9 of spades. Some sort of like backdoor spades, and then you can continue barreling on like flush completers. I think that'd be pretty nice.
Yeah.
But anyway, so you raise and villain jams. I don't know. Does the hand continue? Does it go on? You're getting 2 to 1. So
Well, does the hand continue? I told you I have a problem with flush draws, you think I'd be like
Nah,
bringing in hands where I pulled the flop if I thought I had a
yeah,
problem,
yeah,
a
yeah.
love
You're,
affair with
you're
flush
getting you're
draws?
getting 2 to 1. You're getting 2 to 1. I don't know if
You know why I'm getting 2 to 1? Because when he bet, I raised to a size where told myself I'm gonna raise so big that if he jams, I just I have to call it off.
Yep, you're making your Korean fans proud of your math skills right now. You made it the exact perfect price to where you have to call all in if they jam.
If
Well
that is
done.
not the description of a toxic relationship, I don't know what is.
And you lost. So
Made a pair on
that
the turn,
one, that you did make a pair on the turn. So a little bit of a black eye there. Yeah, I don't. Whatever. We'll move on. That hand isn't. You turned a pair, but I see. See, I'm just catching up to you. This is flush draws,
Sure,
not
yeah,
turning pairs into bluffs. This
yeah.
is your other love. Huh? I would say that this love, by the way, is the one that is more powerful in John. This one,
Oh yeah, for sure.
it's strong.
Yeah.
It's strong.
I have hope that one day that I'll be able to like kick the turning pairs into bluffs. Love. I have no hope of.
This is primal lust.
Yeah.
Like this is
It's just in
this
my
is
DNA.
something.
What can I do? Just.
Well, doesn't seem to be hurting you thus far in your career. So, all right. So
victim of my circumstance.
Second hand here. Villain opens 2.5 from under the gun. You defend the big with 7-8 of clubs. Flops Jack 6-4.
I mean, come on.
6-4 of clubs. Yeah, I mean, what can you do?
Okay.
Villain bets a third. I mean, they're just asking for it, right? They're just asking for it. So you check raise.
Yeah.
Villain bets 15 into 55. You check raise.
Believe it or not, there is a
and villain
question in
calls.
this hand.
Sure. You turn. So the turn is a 10. So flop is Jack 6-4 with the 6-4 of clubs. Turns a 10. So now you've got a double gut shot to go along with your flush draw. I assume that this makes the lust harder.
Oh.
So
I didn't even think that was possible on the flop, and then the turn just I was like, oh wow, it is possible.
Yeah, it is. It is. So turn size. I mean, you're just gonna bet to set up a jam. Like that's, I think, the only reasonable path forward.
Yeah, I do that.
Oh, you go the 260, so you go the overbet route. Again, you're making it to where when villain jams, you can call all in. I see what you did. You're giving yourself the 2 to 1. And villain jams. So congratulations again. The wizard here setting it up. See, like this is what precision with sizing is all about. And yes, now you're getting 2 to 1. And guess what? You need 2 to 1. Congratulations. You're actually getting 2.15 to 1. So, and you chose the overbet size. If you would have chosen 70%, you would not have had the right price.
Oh,
but
I'm well versed in this I don't know what to call it, this addiction, this love of flesh.
Yeah.
I know exactly what I have to do to make sure that I get to see the.
And this time, the river's a tray of clubs, and you snap off 2 kings. So 1 goes to the addict. All right. So you open ace-10 of clubs from under the gun. This is the final hand of today's Valentine's themed episode. You get 3 bets from the small blind, and you call. So ace-10 of clubs, flops queen 8 deuce with the queen 8 of clubs. So once again, you have your flush draw, and villain bets. They bet big, actually, 70%. I mean, whatever, man. I have a feeling you're just gonna stick it in, so it doesn't really matter what I say.
No, I'm here for coaching. What should I be doing?
I mean, do whatever you want. Like, I think just stick it in, and you can't make a mistake after you rip, right? Like, honestly, like the strategic side of this is like, I don't know that you have any other hands besides like nut flush draws and combo draws that stick it in here, but I mean, how much does it matter? I don't really know how much that matters. Like, I guess you could fold out ace king high, so you got that going for you. You don't make any kind of folding mistake. You over-realize all your equity. So
Yeah, make sure you cooler all the other flush draws.
Cooler all the other flush draws. Yeah, there you go. Oh, you clicked it.
This is just what I do sometimes when I know it's going in.
Yeah, you just mess around a little bit. Give them the click. I mean, maybe the click could be like slow played aces or something like that. Like maybe it's a little. Nah, they just rip.
Yeah,
They don't give a shit about your click. And surprisingly, you're never folding here.
Doesn't matter if I'm getting less than 2-1 in this spot. Not that I am.
Yeah, so turns a 10, rivers a deuce of clubs, and you make your nut flush once again, and you did, in fact, cooler the king jack of clubs. So
got a little nervous on the turn, but
I mean, what do you mean you got nervous? Like you got like the absolute best scenario you could ever imagine in a million years.
Well, he turned that wasn't the turn that I wanted. I'll just say that.
Yeah, you turned an open ender, big whoop. Like you thought you were just drawing, you just needed a flush, but you actually quite a big favorite. There you go. Well, 2 out of 3. The flush draws worked out for you.
Mm-hmm. It seems like you're like I suspected, you are very much more on board with the flush draw love affair than the turning pairs into bluffs love affair.
I am. I like pushing equity, and I like having flush draws just like you. So, yeah, I mean, you need these types of hands in your range to play aggressively with, and I think the Jack 9 is probably like the one that I like the least.
Yeah, me too. I actually hate that. Like, what am I saying? I have,
Yeah, I mean, like at least dominate some lower flush draws, right? Like, if you have the nut flush draw, okay, like in this spot where you have the nut flush draw and villain has like second nut flush draw, that's like an amazing scenario that you just never get with the Jack 9 of diamonds. You're the one with the lower flush draw, and villain's super pumped about the situation. So, good show though. Good stuff.
You know what? One day I'm just gonna bring in like 4 hands where I turn pairs into bluffs, and we're gonna do a whole Tactical Tuesday episode where you actually like every single one. That's gonna be my goal for 2023.
Yeah. Best of luck. You may need to bring in somebody that looks like me, dresses like me. We'll see. We'll see if it's a thing that can be done. need to dress one of the wolves up like me for an episode. see if anybody notices. Well, good talking with you, man. Good show. That's all I got. See you next week.
Thanks for listening to Chasing Poker Greatness. You can subscribe on Apple Podcasts or on your favorite podcast app. Go to chasingpokergreatness.com to get the newsletter. Join the Greatness Village community, book a coaching session, or dive into the latest data-driven poker courses. Follow the show on Twitter @CPG Podcast.